Hey y'all, quick story time. Actually, before I do that, let me show you the job we just finished. Trailer, it's a full trailer load. Um, Looks like yard debris, some patio furniture. Looks like there's a barbecue in there too. So, little story time. Learned my lesson. I just after I finished this job, I I packed everything up. I usually put my tarp, which is the black tarp, over all the junk. I usually put my tarp at the customer's house just because as I'm driving down the road, I don't want anything falling out of the trailer. I was being lazy, honestly, and I was thinking, everything's pretty in there secure. But as I started driving, a couple things started shifting around, so I second guessed myself and I pulled into kind of like a neighborhood where the properties are a little larger than usual, so there's some like empty lots and stuff like that. So I pull over because I second guessed myself and I said, let me put this tarp on just in case, just to be sure. As I'm putting the tarp on, a couple of police officers pull up behind me. Actually, it was one at first. He asked me if I was okay and if I needed any help, and you know, I was oblivious. I was thinking, oh, that's very nice of him, and he was a super nice guy. Shout out to that cop, he was super cool. I said, no, I'm good, just, you know, putting this tarp on, you know, as I'm getting my bungees out of the toolbox. As I'm doing that, he starts asking me questions. He's like, well, you know, what kind of stuff is in there, where are you coming from? And it started to click, and I said, he thinks I'm illegally dumping. Unfortunately, that's a thing out here. I've seen a couple spots where somebody just looks like they opened the back of their truck, pickup truck, or who knows, I'm not really sure, but I've seen piles of junk just kind of sitting in the middle of the desert, which is really unfortunate because it's, you know, bad for the environment, of course, but also, you know, not just, it's not pleasant for the eyes, and it just doesn't look good. You know, we're new, but from the start of this, we've been doing everything legitimately. So, you know, formed our LLC, commercial auto insurance, general liability. We keep all our receipts, all our dump receipts. You know, we're doing everything by the book. But anyways, so the cop, you know, as he's asking questions, it clicked to me that he thinks I'm illegally dumping. Right away I said, hey, if you think I'm illegally dumping, that's not what we do. We're legitimate, you know, we have receipts. Really, I'm just putting this tarp over the trailer so none of the items fall out. Again, the cop was, and I forget his name, I'm so bad with names, but he was super cool. You know, he just kind of said, okay, no worries, you know, and asked if I needed any help. Another patrol car pulled up and kind of got out, and he was kind of inspecting the trailer and whatnot. But again, I totally understand, you know, what if the optics of that, right? Definitely looked like I maybe was going to be illegally dumping, but again, they were super cool. They you know, they understood that I was just putting the tarp on my trailer. But with that being said, it got me thinking, there is an issue with illegally dumping. Actually, when I take my kids to school, right off the side of the road, I see there's a pile of junk that somebody just left there, and it's, you know, obviously just in the middle of a lot. But it got me thinking that maybe we need to start doing something, kind of fighting back against illegal dumping. I think what I'm going to do, one of the first things, and again, this is something about, for me, like part of my mission is to give back to the community. I think that particular spot, I'm going to go and pick up on behalf of our community. Obviously, you know, no one asking me to do it or paying me to do it, but I feel that it's something that we need to do, or I need to do, to care for our area, our community, our space. So I'll definitely record it, kind of take you along on what we're doing there. And if you know anywhere in the Queen Creek or Santan area where you know there has been some illegal dumping, send it my way. I want to see, you know, if it's something we can take care of. Obviously, again, we're kind of a small operation. I don't have a huge trailer. But if it's something that we can, you know, roll through, my family and I will come through, we'll pick it up. Again, don't need to be paid or anything like that, but definitely want to do something to kind of fight back against that. I know some people will say, you shouldn't be doing that because it kind of, you know, encourages people to illegally dump. And, you know, I put that in God's hands. If that's something that they, you know, they feel like they need to do, I obviously don't think it's right. And, you know, it's not for me to say, right? But at the same time, if I feel like something needs to be cared for in our community, I want to do that. So again, if you know somewhere of an area, you know, if you know of an area where there's some illegal trash or somebody illegally dumped, it could be, you know, anything from furniture to I don't know, yard waste or whatever that may be. Just again, send it my way. You know, obviously we can't take care of everything right away, but little by little, as you guys send things out, I'd like to do maybe 1 to 2 per month. And maybe we can increase that number as time goes by. But again, just something to give back to our community. But thanks for hearing me out. And I hope to get some of those messages letting me know, you know, what areas are affected and how we can help. All right. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.